That was a forced hello.
It sounded echoed.
It did. Welcome to Actors Anonymous Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Wissam Keish. Co-hosting with me is Jordan Burbank. Jordan?
Still alive.
Thanks for being alive.
I love being here.
That's really sweet
You're
of you to
the
say.
highlight of my week, Wissam.
That is...
After a long drinking on a Friday night.
That is personal. Our show today is brought to you by Cast It Talent. Cast It Talent is the exclusive partner to Cast's network of more than 10,000 of Hollywood's top casting directors, producers, directors, and studio execs. Our guest today, and I should have asked before we started, Michael Nardelli.
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 Yes, not Girardelli.
Girardelli.
Some people say that. Not Nadardi.
Nadardi?
Not Narduli, which used to be a photo printing, or maybe they still have that, like in Hollywood. Get your headshots reprinted, Nardulis.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
I don't even remember that. I'm out of the loop on that one.
You don't? Well.
Oh, you know, I will do research on this when I go home.
Gotta keep the Narduli name alive.
Wissam doesn't believe in
must be
headshots as an
related
actor.
How bizarre would that be if I was like, yeah, no headshots for me?
It's part of the mystery.
I want to start off today's episode with a quote from one of my favorite books, The War of Art, written by Stephen Pressfield. We got it on the camera, Nikki? Wonderful.
It's on our website.
Yes, it is on our website. Here's the quote. "It is one thing to study war, and another to live the warrior's life. Telamon of Arcadia, mercenary of the 5th century BC. I've noticed a lot of people in our industry, Michael, tend to talk about acting, tend to give advice upon acting, but when it comes to actually living as an actor, living as an artist, that's a whole different thing. The application process seems to be a big barrier for people.
Yes.
What do you think? Why do you think this is?
I mean, because it's a tough gig to do. Like, I've read all of, the actors' advice books and all of the different, kind of inspirational things, and you read it and you're like, oh yeah, I got this. But then when you're like actually out there doing it, auditioning, or you're on set and doing, dealing with the different things that come up and everything, it's hard to keep that sort of like inspirational, spiritual logic. It's hard to utilize it when you're actually, I guess, like in the field.
Absolutely.
So you have to kind of remind yourself, like, no, just breathe, find your inner artist and all that stuff when you're dealing with sort of like the mundane things, like, crap, I gotta race to this callback in the valley, and I gotta get over here, and I gotta, go film this thing today, and I don't know my lines yet, and I'm scared.
I think also, like, you have to realize that everybody else goes through similar problems, just like your problems aren't special, and it's necessary what you're going to. Your problems aren't special.
I thought my problems were important and special and different.
They are important to a certain degree, I think, with the lessons people learn from them.
I think it's not like, I think you should rephrase that to be like, everyone's problems are their problems, but everybody has problems.
Yeah.
It's like...
I don't think, I guess I should rephrase it to the sense of, yeah, you're having problems in your life, but you can overcome them with the correct mindset and the correct research, and asking people for help, I think, is huge.
Yeah.
It's something hard sometimes for me to do too, like ask for help, and that's for a multitude of reasons. But it's, I don't know, like we talked about this last week with Josh, and it's the application process, which is a big, like, yeah, we have all the tools, we have all the ammunition to succeed, but then we kind of like freeze up, or we don't execute things as well as we should. I'm just trying to find a key to doing that. Is it so simple as to just do it,
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're just doing it, then you're kind of like in your body doing it, and you can't fault yourself for, trying and doing it and everything. But I think it is hard to keep the right mindset that you're talking about when you're facing like rejection or competition, or, the stakes, or, what your expectations of your career are versus, where you are right now and all that stuff. It's hard to keep the proper mindset, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of just doing it, I guess, maybe that is the only solution, really.
Maybe the repetition, too, and not expecting quick results, because I think that is also a thing.
I always think that's a huge thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think one of the things too is like we were just talking. We talk about this a lot on the show, and you're a prime example of it. Is not to just like to immerse yourself in every aspect of like if you're not doing something, what do you want to do and go out and do it. Like you're not just acting, you're directing, you're producing, you're doing everything. Like what has driven you to just keep going and going and going with that?
It's all I ever wanted to do was just, be involved in storytelling, especially as an actor and then as a writer and a director and a producer and everything. And now there's a lot of tools. I went to film school, and I mean, even since I graduated, the tools that we all have to use, look at all this stuff you guys have to do your own podcast is awesome, and the same thing for, filmmaking. Like if you have an idea that's, relatively, realistic to film, doesn't involve a lot of special effects and crazy stuff. I mean, it's doable nowadays and have it look, presentable. Whereas, when I was growing up, we had all those crappy cameras and everything that we were using. There's no way anybody would ever, screen something like that on a big screen, or even, and we didn't have the internet. So, I mean, I just think it's empowering that you have all these tools now that are, somewhat feasible to put together. Get together with your friends. Everybody has a camera, or everybody has, some friend that's an editor, and you kind of can team up and actually make something and get it out there, at least to, to someone, to a festival, or to, maybe even beyond that, which is awesome.
Can I ask you a pretty personal question then? What do you get out of it as an artist? You say you've always liked to do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm just always curious to know, like somebody who's always immersed in something so deeply, what do you get out of it?
I mean, you do it, you just like when you wake up, when you have some, a job that you're going to, where you get to actually act or do something creative, it's like you wake up and you're like, yes, awesome, I get to create stuff today. And even when, issues or problems come up, you still like, I don't know, just you kind of feed off it. You're like, I'm going to get through this because I want to tell a story, or I want to communicate this idea, or I want to have this experience or whatever and share it with other people. And I think if that's what you want to do, you just have that, innate desire to do it, which you guys obviously do too.
Right.
And
I always think of like the purpose though, the yes, it feels good. There's an innate desire, I'm always curious to see what's at the core, the foundation. I mean, do you come from a family of artists, or?
I mean, it's weird because my dad definitely comes from a strong business background, which is the complete opposite. But all my siblings are kind of artistically inclined. My brother's a comic book artist. Mm-hmm. My older brother's a writer, and my sister has an art gallery. So I don't know what, my mom definitely exposed us to a lot of art and movies and stuff growing up. Okay. So it probably comes from her. But it's just weird because my dad is the complete opposite of that, total opposite. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know.
My dad was an aircraft engineer.
Yeah.
So, and my mom was an English teacher. So it's like, where did you come from?
Yeah,
right.
Weird.
Where did you come from?
So it's you didn't grow up on some kind of hippie artist commune, where it's, I didn't either. Nobody was running around the house painting, growing up. It was just a normal Midwest suburban upbringing. And my dad was in the corporate world, so it was not I grew up in New York City and went to that art school that all of these actors I meet somehow know each other from and went to. I was raised in Ohio and Pennsylvania and stuff. So,
but it's funny nowadays. I've found the implementation of the business or the corporate world it's becoming more prevalent in becoming a professional actor. You are a business. You have to start thinking as a business, as a corporation. I mean, even with this podcast, Jordan and I it's from day one, it's a business, You have to, there is that structure that has to be there or it won't survive. It won't exist.
Yeah, totally. I've noticed that too. I think a lot of actors now are thinking of themselves as their personality or whatever, what their art is their business, whereas I think in the past there was more, there's always more control over that, whether it was an agent or a manager or a publicist or whatever, controlling that. Now it's everybody has their own Twitter and Instagram, and they're kind of managing their own image or something, or what they have to say, which is cool.
You can notice that too with a lot of actors that have been out there for a while are starting to franchise their own production companies and stuff, and they actually get to produce their own show. Courtney Cox, for example, produced her own series with the Cougar Town stuff and that and all that. So you see a lot of people now, and younger people are even more on top of it too, with whether it's YouTube or their Twitter, like they're building their fan bases, they're building we had a whole conversation last episode about social media being like positive and negative.
Those YouTubers, good lord.
Oh no, I was driving down the street and I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, there are billboards now for YouTube shows.
Yeah, and they have like 8 million followers and stuff, and
that's more than some networks have
subscribers.
For viewers.
I mean, that's incredible.
It's
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome that they can do that and just kind of like film their stuff from home and put it out there, and that's their art and make money off of it, and
who did I
live the life.
Yeah, who did I recently see their Facebook likes? Kevin Hart has a 20 million Twitter followers.
20 million.
Let me just I want to verify this before I say it on the air.
People on
but
I don't even.
It's still a huge number. It's incredible.
My Twitter's sad.
I remember because about
I've got a sad Twitter.
Last year, maybe a year and a half ago, it was only like a couple million or something like that. So this jump
on Kevin Hart's.
Yeah.
You really follow him, huh?
Yeah, I really respect his hard work. Yeah, 20.2 million followers. I really like him because I watched an episode of Comedians in Cars
with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, Coffee with Comedians.
Oh yeah,
that show
that
about his startup and how he how he struggled in the beginning and how much he works. The guy hustles constantly.
Yeah.
He is such a hard worker. Even now, he's working more than ever.
Yeah.
And I look at that, I'm like, and even his Twitter bio is like, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put in the hard work for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's really prevalent because, I mean, 20.2 million followers. Imagine the kind of stuff you can create because you garner that kind of following.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Fellowship.
Did you
Keys to the kingdom.
I was gonna ask you, did you initially come out wanting to act like out here or just in general when you decided to pursue your career, or was it film predominantly your first thing?
Film and TV. Yeah, I to come out here, I had to go to college because my parents didn't trust me enough to just be out here.
I know that feeling.
Which wasn't bad. I wanted to go to school anyway, but I only applied to schools in LA. I only applied to like Pepperdine and UCLA and Loyola, and because I knew I wanted to come out here and start auditioning and acting and getting into the world right away. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, so I knew for sure.
2 or 3 weeks ago, you had a film screen at Comic-Con.
Yes.
Circle. Let's talk about that. Well, what is Circle?
Circle is a sci-fi psychological thriller. It's in real time, which is cool. Real time thriller. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Real time. So I mean, what's happening to them is in real time. Like 24. Things happen in 24 hours. So
yes.
And it's these 50 strangers that wake up in this kind of mysterious, dangerous chamber. And they don't know each other. They don't know how they got there. A couple of them realize they have some connections, kind of like Lost. They realize, like, wait, I've met you before. I know you.
Right.
But for the most part, they're all, they don't know each other. They don't have a lot of memories of how they got there. And then, right from moment one, every 2 minutes, one of them gets killed by this device in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
Which is scary.
Wow.
It's not a really violent movie. People think, oh, it's like Saw, but it's actually more like 12 Angry Men, kind of character-driven drama thriller with a Twilight Zone twist, if that makes sense.
That is a great pitch line, by the way.
That makes sense. Sometimes when I say that, I'm like, people have no idea what I'm talking about. But if that makes sense.
If you don't know 12 Angry Men, you should go watch the black and white version, I think.
Yeah. And it's like that. It's a character, but with 50 angry men and women and children and higher stakes because they're dying, and then they find out, sort of like 12 Angry Men, that they're actually in charge of the voting process, so they're in control of who goes next and who gets to survive. So alliances form, and it's a lot of social, gender, a lot of topical issues come up because it's such a high stakes environment with 50 different personalities.
Is the tagline for the movie poster like "It just got real"? No, I'm kidding.
It's something. It's I wanted it to be like "Cast your vote" or something like that, but nobody liked that. I think well, like a campaign, like "Cast your vote."
Yeah.
But no, they didn't. Nobody liked that except me. It's something like the taglines. I think in here, everything gets you killed, which is a line from the movie, because it's like the more you speak, the more you reveal about yourself, and in a high stakes environment, you're like, you're maybe not as in control of the like negative aspects of your personality, so it all comes out, all your dark side.
I like that. What because we always try to promote, like, it's always great when people try to go out and do their own stuff. And what was the process for you to make that movie? Like, was it an uphill battle the whole way, or?
It wasn't. I mean, there were a lot of challenges. It wasn't the hardest thing in the world, just because we had a lot of cool, talented people that were working on it.
Just to clarify, I'm sorry, you acted in and
acted and produced,
produced.
yeah, with my
Okay,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My brother was a producer on it too, and my partner, producing partner Kyle. So actually, speaking of YouTube, the directors of that had a show on YouTube called The Vault. Have you guys seen it?
No.
You watched a lot
I
of
haven't
YouTube?
seen that.
So it's The Vault. The Vault's kind of similar to Circle. It touches on a lot of the same themes. But it was like a very lo-fi show about all of these college students that participate in a new reality show. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, and it had a lot of like, it's kind of a complex show to explain, but
Right.
it had a lot of like the like J.J. Abrams Lost kind of
Cool.
puzzle piece mythology stuff, and so Circle was sort of their next step in doing a feature and having 50 actors and kind of exploring similar themes. And I met with them and I read it and I loved it, and they knew I was an actor, so obviously I was like, okay, so let's talk about the acting component of this too, and it kind of grew from there. Was that a good answer? Does that explain?
Oh yeah, no.
Sort of. It's a
we-
longer process than that, but I'm trying to sum it up.
No,
quickly.
you hit it on the head, and it made me think of something. Have you seen The Game with Michael Douglas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! First off, do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay,
David Fincher. Yeah. Wasn't it David Fincher?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll just say it's David Fincher.
Why not?
Why not? There's an atmosphere to that movie.
Yeah.
You feel, I don't know, you start getting, not scared, but like this anxiety, this nervousness throughout it, and it just builds
something's
and builds.
off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Very, very well made film. It just reminded me of that as well.
I'm just curious. I'm so interested in this film. Like, I want to know, like, how is that process? Like 50 people like on camera. Like, that is.
Yeah. It was.
Did you guys have like multiple cameras on set? Like, what was that?
Only two, and we filmed it. This is, as actors, you'll appreciate this. It was only 10 days filming it, and we got to film it in order, which was awesome. Because you
Wow.
never ever, like a play, you never get to do. I mean, I've never gotten to do anything in order.
No.
Yeah.
10 days? It's a feature, right?
It's a feature, and 10 days. It's one location. There's one other location that comes into play. So there was technically like an 11th day that we shot somewhere else, not on the soundstage. But it was awesome. I think everybody. I mean, it was really hard because you had to stand in place the whole time. Because the rules of sort of the circle are if you move, you get killed. There's a lot of other rules that come up in the game. There's ties that happen, and so you can't move. It's like literally you're stuck in this place, and you just have to battle it out with whoever you're talking to or whatever's going on. So it's super high stakes.
Like your own little circle that you're standing on.
You're in a little like circle. Yeah, it's a little red circle, and it's through whatever the technology is that the people that put the people in the circle. I'm trying not to give away too much stuff. They don't want you to move. Like it's like a very intense psychological experiment.
Can we see this sometime anytime soon?
Yeah, I can send it to you. Yeah.
No, I mean like for our listeners too.
Oh yeah, yes.
I mean, I want to watch. Yeah.
In the fall, it's it's coming out in the fall. I don't want to say where yet because we're still doing the contracts and all that stuff. But it's a really cool thing. I'm really excited about where it's going to come out.
We'll tweet about
I
it
think
too.
Everybody will like it.
Yeah.
And sometime around October should be out.
It's amazing.
Everyone to enter the circle.
Just in time for Halloween.
Just in time for Halloween. Yeah.
What?
That's awesome.
But 50, it was great work because it was the only time I've ever got to work with everybody in a cast.
Yeah.
And everybody was, you pretty much assumed you were on camera at all times because the set is circular and it was a black background. So you never had like a moment to be like, I'm going to check out because I'm not really, I'm just off camera. I'm going to check out right now, and take a break because you can't be seen doing that. You were pretty much had to assume you were there on camera at all times.
10 days. That is
Yeah,
intense.
it was tiring. It was like 10 to 15 pages a day.
Jeez.
And especially,
Oh my God.
If you don't know, you should know. Like usually TV films like eight pages in a day, which is a lot to film in one day.
Yeah.
10 to 15 is double almost.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy. It was. I mean, there were like lots of effects that they had to work with, and the directors were really cool. They used a lot of cool camera angles because it is one set, so they tried to keep creative about how they were shooting it. So it wasn't like just throwing a camera around. It was pretty tough 10 days, but awesome because you got to
Wow.
work with everybody, and you know, you really felt like everybody was like bringing their game because they were being watched by everybody in the cast. It's not like you could really cheat or assume like, oh, there's only one other person in the scene. It's an easy scene. You know, I'll just kind of wing it. It was like, I better bring it because everybody's watching.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's great, and it's good to know that everybody's like invested. And
Yeah.
I would hope so. Like nobody, if you're an actor, you're not like, this one see's fine. I'll just
Yeah.
49
But
other
you know
people,
how
you know,
like
what's
sometimes if you're like just off screen, I mean, you still want to react and help the people in the scene, but you're like, I'll do 70%. Right now. Or maybe I'm the only person that do that, and I shouldn't admit that.
No, I get what you're saying. Somebody gave me really good advice when I was working on NCIS, and they were doing coverage for the people's reactions. It was a really dramatic scene, and they had cameras behind me, so it's just like my shoulder or the back of my head in the scene. And I want to give my all to the actors reacting off me,
Yeah.
and then we do their coverage, and then they're turning back to me, and I'm like, crap, I'm kind of worn out right now. Like, you know, like they're like, yeah, you kind of should save it for your coverage.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
save the
gotcha.
mojo for the big one.
Right.
But it's like when I was doing Another Happy Day, I was way off camera. Like there was no chance I was ever gonna even be on it. But I was still like giving it my all, and it was like an emotional scene.
Yeah.
And I was with this actress, Siobhan Fallon. Do you know her? She
No.
used to be on like SNL, and she's in she's in Men in Black. She's the one.
sure if I saw her, yeah.
She's awesome.
I think I
And
know
she was
that.
off screen too, and she like turned back to me because she was, you know, and she was like, don't act off screen. It's disgusting. I thought it was so funny.
Oh, what?
That's crazy.
We're it's wow. We're already running out of time. Is there any point? How long have you been out here?
I came out. I went to USC for theater and for film in 2002. So it seems
wow.
like that's a long time.
Yeah.
I need to get out.
13, 14 years now.
Yeah.
Almost.
I feel like LA is like from normal people, like people like middle America or like some like East Coast. It's like dog years. It's like maybe there's like 4 for every 1 year.
Yeah,
everyone
it
else
feels like that, doesn't it? Because the weather's pretty much always the same.
Yeah.
Except
It's like
for
Groundhog
today, 'cause
Day.
there was a
Oh, God.
thunderstorm, which was awesome. But
awful.
yeah.
Like I
years.
woke up every like 10 minutes being like, who is starting that motorcycle?
Yeah.
No, that is the thunder.
Yeah, I didn't. What
The
hell
leaf
was
blower. Has there been any low points since you've been out here that you feel comfortable talking about? And if there has, how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I mean, we always have low points. I definitely, especially when I was first starting off, I couldn't get a damn job. You know, I was in school, but still auditioning, and I still just had a lot to learn. And I think the hardest thing that I've had to battle, I think a lot of actors too, is just like your own inner psyche of psyching yourself out, or, you know, I sometimes get too left brain about things. You know, you go into like a room and you're like, oh, there's 20 other people here. They're going to get it, or that guy's from Twilight, he's going to get the job, and why would they ever want to hire me, kind of thing. Or, you know, you're upset because, you know, when I first moved out here, I thought, okay, well, within a year, I'm going to be here, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because getting an agent was sort of easy for me, but then everything after that was kind of challenging the first couple of years. So I think, I mean, one thing I've learned a lot lately is just to try to be nice to yourself. You know, and you know, it's easy to when you're in entertainment and there's such high expectations of what an actor is. You know, you go back home, and if you're not, you know, here yet at the top of the game, it's like, oh, well, what are you doing? And it's like, well, I'm a working actor. I'm, you know, learning my craft, and I'm getting stuff done, and I'm creating stuff with my friends and getting things seen slowly but surely, and like that's good enough for right now, you know. And then you know, my acting coach Warner Laughlin has a really great saying, which is that it's a 60-year career, not a 6-year career. So it's like, calm down. You know, you're here, you're doing it, you're doing the best you can, you're working and you're learning, and then where it goes from there, you know, some of that's out of your hands. So I think, you know, just good friends and a good therapist have gotten me through the hard moments, and you know, you go on kind of waves. You're like, oh, I'm working, things are good, and then you kind of plateau and hit another moment where you're like, okay, I got to reevaluate and figure out.
It seems like you might have a really good inner circle of people you can talk to, and that kind
Yeah,
of stuff. I think that helps out tremendously.
Totally, because if you're just doing it all on your own and kind of staying isolated, it's real easy to, like I said, get into that part of your brain that's like self-defeating, or like, well, what's the point? I'm never going to get this job. They're just going to hire, someone who has 20 million Twitter followers because that's what they want nowadays.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm
Does that
emotionally.
help? You can relate, right? You go through the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's an ongoing battle, and I was just talking to Jordan and Nicole like lately. It's been kind of a rough patch for me personally, and so
Yeah.
it's like I'm doing this podcast and saying all this, sharing all this great advice from people, asking questions, trying to figure things out, and I'm realizing more and more it's just necessary too.
Yeah.
And I think usually after stuff like this has happened, you come out stronger to a certain degree. It
Yeah.
doesn't really get easier. You just tend to get stronger, which is the way it should be. I feel.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything easy. I don't know about you guys, but like I really don't want.
Well, I want it easy.
Okay.
I do actually, but I'm willing to work hard when it's not easy.
Right.
I would like for it to be easy. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's about like hitting a plateau and then just being comfortable at that plateau and then keep going to the next one.
Yeah.
Like I always feel like I want to
Yeah.
fight and I want to fight and I want to fight and then I want to win and then I want to go out and fight more.
Yeah, and I think anytime you hit a plateau, that's where you're like, at least for me, it's like, okay, I need to go now, create something on my own. Because like if I'm, in a lull or not working as much as I want to, it's like, okay, time to create something on my own with my friends. Whether it's like a 2-second short or whether it's a little like indie film or or putting up a play.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like get you back into like the creative headspace and feel like you're empowering yourself and. You don't need permission from somebody else to do what you love to do,
It's almost therapeutic.
And it can be anything. It doesn't I've never had anything bad happen when I've gotten together with my friends and made something. And even if it's something that nobody sees or we would want to see, if it's like some horrible short that we've made, it's always like, oh, this is fun. This is why I'm doing this. And then usually like something happens after that where you like get something or get noticed from something or whatever and get work and you feel better.
That's a great bit of advice, Michael. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Thank you guys
Such
for
a
having
pleasure.
me.
Of course.
I'm glad you guys do this. It's good to, we got to support the team, support each other, and
Absolutely.
get each other through all the crazy nonsense of the actor's journey, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If people want to find you on Twitter or the internet, where can they find you?
At the nerd. No, that's my email. At the Nardelli, because that was the only thing that was available. Because there's so many other Nardellis out there, I guess. On Instagram and Twitter, at the Nardelli. And then I don't know what my Facebook page, I think it's just facebook.com/Michael Nardelli.
Okay.
Do you have that?
Look them
Is
up.
that
Do the
earlier?
search area.
I should probably know that.
You can Google it. They'll figure it out.
But I promise to post dumb crap every day on Instagram or Twitter.
That's a good promise to make.
Thumbs up from Nilda
I can
over there.
promise. Yeah, she's seen it.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Cast It Talent is pleased to support Actors Anonymous. Cast It Talent, for more than a decade, we've been working to make sure that the right actor has the opportunity to compete for the right job and has the right online tools to pursue that job. The Cast It Talent online showcase, Gig Finder, major open calls like Star Wars and Jungle Book, and feedback by Cast It certified casting pros within 24 hours. CastItTalent.com, at Cast It Talent, and Cast It Talent on Instagram or Facebook. Hashtag right actor, right job.
We've been back for about 5 minutes now.
Sorry. Oh, excuse me.
With us
Tear everything over.
in the studio is Pisay Pao.
Hello. It'd be awkward if I looked at the camera the entire time, right?
It wouldn't
Not
be.
to us. Don't even look at us.
Yeah.
It's how we
The
do it
camera
here.
isn't asking me any questions, so I can't respond yet.
This is a podcast, so not many people watch the video format sometimes. But who knows? You are the star of Sci-Fi's Z Nation.
Thank you.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know if I'd call myself the star, but it's an ensemble. It's an
ensemble. That's
Yeah.
But you are prominent in the story, correct?
I am. I'm in the story. I'm in the movie, guys.
You were before we started the interview. You gave me a few renditions of your name that I'd like to hear back.
Oh my gosh.
So your name is Pisay Pao.
Pisay Pao.
What
My
else do you got?
mom says
AKA?
Pisay.
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 Pisay?
Say.
Oh my god.
And that's actually just her like nice tone. When people call the house, or no, like
Right.
so I'm on the phone with a friend,
Yeah.
and my mom's in the background, and people are always like, "What's going on? Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my mom just asked me what I want for dinner." Like she's she's really loud, but so that's that rendition. There's Pisay say, Pea Pow, Pow to the people, Powster, Powder Puff, Peabody, Evil Pea, Sweet Pea.
Oh my gosh. I was saying.
I hope on your show you're like, I need to be referred to as
Some poor like PA is like trying to go
Well,
through all
I'll give
this.
you a little secret.
Yeah.
Gosh. So I'm on my Facebook. I'm Say, but I didn't realize like Say sounds so much like hey. That's not exactly.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, they rhyme. Wait.
They rhyme. Well, because people were making fun of me when I updated my Facebook profile. They were like, "Oh, hey, Say." It was awkward. Like I got to work and people were like, "Hey, Say, hey," and I'm like, "What?"
So weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. But normally it's just Say. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're the weird
deal.
ones. You're not the weird ones. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You have a fun energy about you.
I do?
Yeah, it's very energetic.
Okay.
I don't want to even ask you the.
I'm sorry.
How does someone as bubbly as you fight zombies?
Yeah.
How does someone as bubbly as me fight? Well, there's another side to me.
I was just kidding.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, it seems like that would be a scary side to
Yeah.
encounter.
Anytime like I want a boyfriend, I'm single at the moment, but I don't know why I said that like that. Now I feel
Attention
really
nation.
yeah. But like anytime I want like a boyfriend's attention, I don't say anything. It's so powerful. Like, and people are always like, "What's wrong? Can I get you anything? What did I do? What did I say?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Oh, that's not uncomfortable enough at all.
No, silence is really powerful. So there's that aspect of me.
Some poor guy on a first date, and you're just like, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine.
This is great.
Everything's fine."
Just listening. It's listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fun part is like having other people talk, and they're just like going and going and going, and you're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sleeping on the couch tonight, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh. Pisay!
Love it. Love everything about it.
I never have ever, just for the record, I've never said it to anybody. I've never told anybody that
To sleep on the couch? That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, because I don't
You
own a
seem like-
couch, so.
You sleep on the floor. Exactly. I want to talk about a little bit about Z Nation right now.
Okay.
Basically, it's very gritty. I watched some clips from it, and it's very, very gritty. Can you tell us a little about your favorite things about the show, like filming it? Because that's got to be fun. Any actor wants to do a zombie flick, I believe. Is
You
that
think
correct?
so?
Yeah.
I feel, yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea. Honestly, when I got the breakdown for the audition, I almost didn't go in because I'm deathly afraid of zombies. Deathly afraid. Yes, I said that. Yes, I'm afraid of zombies. Yes, I believe zombies are real. It
They're
can
just hiding
happen.
out right now.
So I almost didn't want to do it, but I did, and it has been incredibly fun. Like you said, because the essence of it essentially is that it's an action show.
Right.
Super bloody, super gritty. You get to see all these like cool zombies in their makeup. I'm sitting there complaining because it's like 2 hours for me to do my hair and makeup, and these guys are sitting there for like 4 hours.
How many hours are you in makeup?
2 hours?
I'm kidding.
Wait, why? Why is that funny? What's so funny about that?
Nothing's funny
Should I
about
get quiet?
Oh, don't play this game with me. Oh my gosh. I'd like to do a separate podcast for LA dating, because I think that would be an amazing. I know this is totally off the
Is it
the
because
mark.
I said I'm single? Is that why?
No. You also said you're single, and like you're joking around, being like a crazy girl or whatever, like,
Right.
and just.
Have you guys seen that SNL sketch about dating an actress, like the pill you can take. It's like some sort of
Oh, yes!
the energy you can drink for dating an
Gosh.
actress. I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? I am an actress exactly like that. Why didn't I? Money. You're making money right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
TV show.
I don't even know where I was.
What
Go ahead,
actually?
Jordan.
What got you into that audition room? Like, what brought you to go out for that role that you were like, because you weren't even interested in going out for?
Well, I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, and they were looking to hire locals from there. I, go back and forth. I have a home in Seattle. I have a home here.
Which is rare.
That makes me sound really fancy. I rent a room here in Los Angeles, California.
mansion, you said?
Let's get real. I actually do rent a room in a mansion.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of them in, what is it, Beverly Hills or Westwood? Where do you go?
Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
You got it. You know the stories.
Yeah.
Wow, why am I even here?
Yeah, I should just talk about you when you're
Writing a
not here.
biography about
You can
right now.
leave.
Yeah,
It's fine.
It's not necessary.
I'll text you if I have any questions.
Oh my God, you guys. Can I just take a second to...
We're going to edit all this out. So cough
will.
as much as you want.
Thank you. So
not gonna edit.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh,
I lost-
what brought you out?
Oh
to
yeah.
The audition?
So my agent in Seattle really didn't give me much of a choice. I mean, she's like, "Here's the time, show up. Don't F it up." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I got together with an acting coach and we did a video, submitted it. For some reason they wanted to call me back. So then I flew up to Spokane because it's like 5 hours away, so it's better just to fly.
Right.
Don't even remember who was in there.
Yeah.
Because it's producers call back, the writers in there. Carl Schaefer, the showrunner, the creator of the show, was there. But just went in, sort of blacked out, did my thing, and left. And then I got an email from my agent saying, they're really seriously considering you, and you may have to audition again. But I was going to New Zealand. So I did another tape with less clothing. Because she said, there's a note about you being sexier. And I'm like, okay, that must equal no clothes.
Yeah.
So just...
You weren't. We all know you weren't nude in the
was
audition
not.
tape.
I didn't say that, but
Right.
you said it, so I'm going to agree with you. And
Wait, what? I'm trying to help you out here,
I'm
Pisay.
kidding. I wasn't nude. You guys, that's not how you get roles here. If I'm talking to anybody in the industry.
Your PR rep is ready to take the mic out of your hands.
We're done. Shut it off.
Nils is gonna dive right for it.
Shut up, Pisay. Just shut up. Anyway.
But I did a third audition tape, gave it to my agent, and I said, I don't know what you can do with this, if anything.
Post it on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, you're so nonchalant. I went in there, I blacked out, and I left. I don't know what I did in there, what happened, and then they asked me, "Yeah, we need another tape. We'd like her to audition
Well,
again."
no, they didn't even ask. They just said there may be a possibility, and I was just trying to
Right.
cover my
Oh,
bases.
that's smart.
Because I was going to New Zealand. So yeah, I did a tape, sent it off. And then while I was in New Zealand, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have a great time. I don't have to think about this audition. I covered my bases.
Yeah.
Every second, she was giving me a play-by-play. Okay, you have verbal network confirmation. Okay, you're on hold, but don't do anything yet. Okay, I think you're officially on hold now. Wait, so where was I before? I mean, what do you mean officially on hold? But was in New Zealand, whirlwind. If you guys haven't been, it is freaking amazing. I thought that my girlfriend was going to kill me because we had so little time, and every day was like one day in one city in 9 days, and it's like a 5-hour drive between cities. But the entire time we were just like,
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Breathtaking.
God, it's so amazing. But then we ended up in Thailand because I'm an American and I have no idea how geography works. My girlfriend was getting married in Thailand. I was like, been there, done that. I'm going to New Zealand instead. And I'm thinking it won't be a very long flight. It was longer to fly. It was the same amount of time to fly from LA to New Zealand as it was to fly from New Zealand to Thailand. In 15 days, we're trying to do this. So by the time we end up in Thailand, I am just out of it. I've never done any hardcore drugs, but that's what I just was I didn't know where I was.
I've never done hardcore drugs, but we did hardcore drugs when we got to Thailand.
When we got to Thailand, that was the first thing.
That was insane.
No, I imagine
drugs.
that flight is
was
just.
nuts.
oof.
I am the star of a TV show, and I get to do whatever I want.
I'm not okay. Anyway.
I'm kidding.
Anyways, so yeah, it was just. But I get the call. I get the call at 4:00 in the morning, and I was so passed out. My girlfriend was the one. I was like, your phone is ringing. Your phone is ringing, and I told her all about the whole situation, about maybe having to leave our trip and leaving her behind with those hot New Zealand guys. And she's like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And I get the call, and it's my agent. She's telling me that I got the role. And I don't believe her because I feel like I'm hallucinating. And I'm like, I'll believe it when I get a call from Carl Schaefer. And then I was like, I'll believe it when I get on set. And I was like, I'll believe it when I'm doing my first scene. I'll believe it when I'm sitting, where are we? Global Voice Broadcasting. Interview about it. Then I'll believe it.
Do you believe it now?
I still don't believe it.
You were really lucky because
Hell yeah.
this was your very first gig ever. I'm not.
Seriously.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
I mean, not my first gig ever, but my first big TV gig.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. I also played a hooker on The Green River Killer. I'm just saying things like.
What was that?
So that was the first time. That was the first time I was on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but-
I mean, I have to ask this because I'm just so curious about it. I wonder if anybody else is, but you get to go like for work. You get to go and fight zombies, which is probably what half of America wants to do for fun.
pretty amazing.
It's like
yeah.
what goes into that? Like I'm sure there's a lot of physicality that goes into that process. Like, do you have like do you have to have a workout regimen to do that, or is it like like what? Or do you have to do training for certain weaponry? Like, what do you have to do
Yeah.
for that kind of role?
Well, for my character, she doesn't really have any weapons. She had like a knife, season 1. But come season 2, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Addie has the Z-Whacker. Doc has his fart jokes. 10K's got his sniper. Warren's got like 7 guns. I have no idea
I'm
where.
sorry. I'm gonna
How do
stop
you
it.
fight zombies with fart jokes?
Yeah, that's the thing. She's like, some guy's a sniper, and some guy has like 7 guns, and some guy has a fart jokes. It's like,
I
what do
think
I
I'd
get? And
rather
you don't
have
talk
the
like that at
knife.
all. But I'm just.
Well, I'm just saying he's like the funny guy. He's the, the comic relief. So people love watching him. And I've got like, wah, wah, a knife.
Oh please!
And maybe my boobs. Maybe. I'm not gonna do
Your
it
character
now.
is super strong.
In season 2, yeah, she's incredibly strong.
That's what I like. I like strong female characters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As opposed to weak female characters. Come on.
What? I just
feeling
said.
like the
I
weak
just said I
female
like.
characters are getting a bad rap.
What?
I'm feeling like the weak female characters are getting a bad rap.
I don't feel like
I don't think bad rap. I just like seeing like strong female characters because it's something that's not really prevalent.
You think so?
I maybe now more than ever, but when I see a strong female character, it always stands out to me. I'm like, that's good.
Awesome. Yeah.
What, Jordan? You're disagreeing with me.
No, I was agreeing. I was saying that like I like when you have characters, not necessarily just female characters, but like characters in general that surprise you. Like that's
Yeah.
what I always enjoy when you see like a character, especially in like a situation like that is like the you think they're weak, but they're just the quiet, reserved, like uncomfortable around people type that just completely evolves into like this. It's like sink or swim, live or die kind of scenarios that you have to step up
Absolutely.
for.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. She's definitely, I think you've just sort of got the essence of who Cassandra is. She's super quiet, really reserved, but she's a total survivor. And that's what I love about her when I read about her, and that's what I love about her going into season 2. And just to go back to your question, because I feel like I have to at least answer one question of theirs. I don't know if I've answered any. 0, right? We're 0 for 0 right now. We're probably even negative. Just seeing
We
how
haven't been
I
recording.
go.
It's cool. No.
We haven't? I've just put these on? No.
Nilda?
An incredible amount of work goes into it. And now it's just like, now we get into the boring part where we talk about the work. I exercise. I eat green juice.
She eats green juice, ladies and gentlemen.
What is probably the most? Let me ask you this: if you could answer one question on our show today,
I was trying, and I'm being serious. No,
what has been some of the most exciting things that you've been able to do while being on this? Like, is there anything that you're like, I got to learn how to wield a knife, or like how like anything that like sticks out to you?
Comic-Con. Going to Comic-Con, even though it wasn't on set. I don't know if I'm, again, I don't even
No,
know if
but
I'm answering
that's-
the question that you're asking. Has anyone done
To be
this
hon-
before? Has anyone shown up on the show and like answered no questions? Zero.
We want to promote your show if you said one thing about it.
I don't know what to do anymore. I think
Actually, no.
I Jordan,
I think
go
I
ahead,
can curve
man.
this. I think I can curve this.
No, okay, so going back to the show. Yeah, go ahead.
No, like I love to know, because as an actor going to Comic-Con, especially speaking about your role, is an overwhelming one. Comic-Con in itself is an overwhelming
gosh.
experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was.
Like, what was your experience for that, as far as like just having to go there, like sit on a panel, like that kind of thing? Like, is it?
That's a really big question, just because there was so much that was going on. But luckily, we had done a lot of interviews prior to that, and we know like a lot of. Obviously, we didn't do this interview.
Don't look at him.
Because then I really wouldn't have been prepared. But two things that happened that were really funny. One, they forgot to announce my name. Which I thought was really funny, because I think that Craig, the other show creator, felt really bad about it. So I felt bad for him, because that's the kind of person I am. Like, no, don't feel bad for making me feel bad.
Just give me more scenes
No,
in
just
the
give
next
me more
episode.
scenes in the show. Yeah, write me more stuff. And then and then we got to a question. What happened? He asked me a question. Yes, that's exactly.
I'm listening to you. I'm just trying to give you as much as I can.
He asked me a question, and as I was going to answer it, and it was about Cassandra and 10K, which everyone sort of wonders about their relationship and, where it's going and if it's romantic or not. The lights went out. It was just like perfect timing. Wah, wah.
Like outage, or just like
there was a
they were
power.
like,
Yeah, there was a power outage. Yeah.
they turn the lights off just so you couldn't answer.
Yeah, like, no, don't listen to her. Stop listening to her. And now you know why.
Like, don't say her name. She's not going to answer a question.
But no, going back, because I'm like, no, I'm adamant, damn it. I'm going to answer a question about the show. The show is amazing. What was it that you were asking about? Like,
what goes into like your?
I'm so
Can we get a playback, please?
Guys, we are running out of time.
No!
And I wanna. No, we still got a little bit of time. If you can answer the question quickly, because I still want to play a game with you before we end.
You want to play a game? We haven't been playing a game already?
Whoa, this woman. Tell us about. I mean, obviously, it seems like it's a lot of fun working on the show.
It's absolutely a ton of fun.
You shoot up in Washington, right?
Yes. Yeah. Spokane, Washington. It's technically Spokane.
Co-stars.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm reading into it, but just from watching the stuff I've watched,
Yeah.
it seems like you have a blast working with your coworkers.
We do, yeah.
That's great. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, you're super blessed right now.
We're the kind of people that
Yeah.
hang out after.
That's great.
that's
after we
great.
finish shooting. I don't know if it's because it's Spokane and there's like nothing else to do. But no, seriously. Okay, here, do it again. No, we love hanging out with each other after we wrap. Whether it's going to like a Rocky Horror Show or doing Mad Max, we have like these group events. So, yeah.
Have you ever gotten a script and just been like, oh my God, am I going to get bit or, or something with like,
Yeah,
you're like, oh, I don't want to read this. Like,
Absolutely. To be honest with you, the first season, I'm trying to ignore you. I can see you back there.
I'm laughing at Jordan's question. Have you ever read a script and where it's like, ooh, I'm gonna get bit? Yeah.
okay.
Oh, but I thought you meant like, am I gonna like die?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's what you meant. See?
Not like someone's going to come up behind you, like,
That's what I was-
in the moment. No.
Gotcha.
Stop talking.
Yeah, no, I was actually really worried about Cassandra and what was happening in season 1 for her. Like, where the hell is like her journey going? I was a bit frustrated, and I got to go to my acting coach, and she's like, "Well, where do you want her to go? Like, what do you want from him?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I get a choice." Really? Okay.
That's really cool.
And it is really cool. And I just said, no matter what, I don't get to decide whether she lives or dies, but no matter what, I want her to go out fighting because she's such a fighter. And it was like there was a microphone or a fly on the wall, because literally we get the next episode or the next script and Cassandra does get bit. She's, on the brink of dying. She's on her deathbed. She gets bit. She comes back. She's a badass. She kills a bunch of zombies and saves the group from the nuclear blast, maybe. Well, they at least have an opportunity to get out. So,
Great.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is amazing. You know, if you dream it, it will come.
Wonderful. We would like to start the game, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we
We
are.
have a game.
We
for
would. We
you.
need to run through this game quickly.
How much money is involved?
There is zero money.
Times,
Negative.
times infinity, though.
0 times infinity.
So it's a would you rather game, zombie theme, obviously.
Ooh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And
This is what you would do if given the option in a zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
In a zombie invasion, would you rather kill your infected best friend by beating him with a sledgehammer or Spartan kicking him off a building?
Spartan came
That's-
off
that's
a
my-
building.
that's my girl.
Cassandra. That's right. Say in the house.
yeah, I would do the same. Beating your friend to death is like super dark, but kicking him off, it's like you can have at least one fun time with him before.
You don't think that would be like good?
One fun time.
Yeah.
One time. Only one time.
Okay. Follow-up question. Do you do it going, "This is Sparta"?
Or you do it going, this is Cassandra.
That's good.
Bye.
That's good.
Thank you. Come
That's a good
again.
one. I like that one. Should have been around for our last episode. We were doing accents. So,
Okay. I can't. I'm really awful at accents. Keep going.
would you rather have a zombie apocalypse or a World War III? Nicole, dark.
Can I answer this one first?
Please.
Zombie apocalypse. We need to trim down the herd.
Whoa.
Whoa! I have to do control damage on this. I'm gonna hire Nilda to be handling this for us.
I think someone else needs a publicist.
No.
over there.
Yes.
Are you being? Listen to Bill
Okay,
Burr. He has the best population control talks ever.
What's your answer for this?
My answer. So, zombie apocalypse or World War III? That's a tough one. World War III. Oh, I can't believe I just said that.
I'm gonna go with zombie apocalypse, but I'm gonna go with zombie apocalypse because I believe World War III would just be it,
It would probably decimate everything.
right? At least we can I don't know.
I was just thinking-
you'd be in like some
shining
get some
light.
6-pack
Well,
abs while you're just like hacking away
I
at
was
those
just thinking
zombies.
that I didn't want to kill somebody that I love.
Oh.
You know, if the zombie apocalypse, you're gonna have to what?
Can we make like truces? Can we be like, all right, if a zombie apocalypse happens, can you kill my family and I'll kill you?
That was so that was such a lifetime moment. I don't know why. I don't want to kill somebody I
Well,
love.
thank you. No, that's the first thing that I thought of. You know.
No, that's deep. I think a lot of people
That's
in
sweet.
zombie apocalypse scenarios do not actually consider their actual human emotions.
They
want to be a
don't.
badass.
Except Z
Yeah.
Nation.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think that I could survive. My parents are survivors, but I'd like to think I could survive. I don't know if I could.
Okay, next one.
Yes.
During a zombie apocalypse, would you rather take refuge in a mall or an airport?
Mall.
Mall, because you have food and clothing.
Yeah. I'd actually say Costco if that was an option. They've got everything there.
But people would be there. You know, other people would want to run to there as well.
And people wouldn't be in a mall or an airport?
I mean, yeah, but more likely Costco than a mall, I feel. Right?
I don't know. I feel like people wouldn't be like, I don't know. I feel like people would be like, go to the mall. Like, that's where everyone's going to be.
Right.
And then you have to
That's
deal with, like, everyone
true.
trying to make their own group in a mall.
You
like,
didn't, and just for the record, you didn't
Abercrombies,
give
the-
Costco as an option.
Oh, that's true.
I know. I just made that up. That was my bad.
Airport people, I
guys
feel
can
like,
come
would be
with me to
military, like if the government was still functioning, it would be like zoned off, probably. Do you think so?
Yeah, there'd be less people. And then you have all that food from the airplanes that are probably going to last forever and ever and
that,
ever.
right?
Yeah.
Airplane food.
Be like, peanuts? Just handing them out to people. I've actually,
Wait,
I've had a layover. I've had a layover for like a whole, like it was 2 nights. One stuck one where, and
That's
then,
not a layover.
But no, oh, sorry, yeah, no, I've been grounded. I've been on a plane once, guys. It happened. No, I've been grounded in North Carolina airport, and it was so cold and like everything iced over that we all got stuck there for the night. They were literally like having people like, oh, here are cots and Red Cross blankets and bottled water. I'm like, is something happening? Is like, do we need to
What's going
prepare?
on?
Do I need to like make a shiv out of something?
What's a shiv?
It's like when you sharpen something. Like they
Oh,
use in
okay.
prison. Like a knife.
I've never been in prison, so unfortunately I don't know these
Well,
things. butt.
This little tear tattoo. No. Last question. In a zombie invasion, would you rather rely on your supreme marksmanship with a crossbow, hoping you never miss,
Wow.
or grab yourself an axe, hoping it doesn't get permanently lodged in a zombie's skull?
Axe.
I'm going to go with axe.
Yeah.
X as well.
Yeah.
That is
Because
just-
you're going to run out of
See?
ammunition,
These
and it
arms?
takes...
They're made for axing. Not made for.
You look like the blow-up guy on the car lots.
Inflatable tube man.
Do these look like crossbow arms to you? No.
Pisay, thank you so much for
you.
coming on the show. Seriously, it's just such a fun time. You're more than welcome to come back on
I would love
Absolutely.
that.
in the future and
I'll try
brighten
to
up our
answer
day.
some real questions next time.
Yeah, we'd like to know about stuff.
Next time you come on, we want to know about Z Nation and
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
If
Thank you
people
so
want to
much.
find you on the interweb, Twitter, do you have a handle?
I have a Twitter handle. It's at Pisay Pao, and I have a fan book page.
Oh,
It's just Pisay Pao.
wonderful. Very
Yeah.
simple.
Absolutely, yeah. Because there's no other Pisay Paos out there that I know of.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that you said that, 3 will pop up.
I
overnight.
know.
Orange is the
I
new
know.
black. Is there anybody there?
Her last name isn't Pao.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
I
it?
don't know what it is. I don't want to.
No.
I just heard about her and I was like, oh no, she didn't. I was
intense.
here first.
That's intense. Jordan, thank you.
I thought I was in trouble.
Jordan, thanks for co-hosting with me as always, man.
Always fun. Love being here. Love
Jordan-
our guests.
Thank you, Nilda, for keeping me in check.
Yeah. She was pinching her under the table
so
the whole
much.
time.
Nilda, you're sweating and you look really red. Is everything okay?
Damage control, damage control.
Like she said, rogue. client.
Rogue client. I like that.
You can find me at Jordan Burbank 7.
Wonderful.
Like Michael, I did not get my choice of my name.
That's correct.
I'm bitter.
Nikki, thank you for running the soundboard here at Actors Anonymous Podcast.
Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
So sweet.
You can find all the information on Actors Anonymous Podcast at actorsanonymouspodcast.com. Our Twitter handle is podcastaa. Instagram, Actors Anonymous Podcast. You can find me at WeSamKish. Big thanks to GVB Radio. Thank you for Cast It Talent as well for sponsoring our show this week.
Remember to hashtag
Right actor, right
Right job. And always remember to listen, think, and then talk.